Yep, and I'm recording now, and just tell me in a minute. Alright guys and gals, welcome back to another video of mine on my YouTube channel. So today we are doing another episode of Eastenders. This is here, so I'm moving that just here. Then I've got this little bit here which is my main cam, and this little bit here is just actually the video I'm playing at the moment of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which I've been playing, which my friend sent me for around about Christmas time. I think it just came after Christmas, a few days after. I think it was on a Friday, Saturday. So I've been playing that on the Xbox One, and yes, I've been playing about an hour into it. There's a bit of scene where I went to the prologue twice into it, but yeah, just a fantastic game. I'm only doing like little clips of it, or little scenes. But yeah, at the bottom here, right at the bottom, not the bottom of this actually here or anything, but the bottom, the way bottom here of the screen, got my actual YouTube name there, Anthony Kenneth Bishop. So that's this one here. To be honest, a bit too greenish until we get into it. But in today's episode, today it is the 5th of January. It is Friday, the 5th of January 2018. And I am reviewing the episode for the 3rd of January, which was only on for about half an hour. It was on for 27 minutes. And it all started with Linda basically on the computer. I think this was just trying to find more information about the whereabouts and stuff of the whole heist. When she's getting a bit nervous because she wants to know when the money is coming through to the heist and all that. When Mick is supposed to be getting his cut. Now this was on Friday, and that's how it started. It was Linda, Shirley in the kitchen of the Queen Victoria, and they're just sitting there having a chat, and she wants to know, basically Linda wants to know when the entire sort of money is supposed to be coming from the heist, because Mick Carter did a heist with Phil Mitchell, and he's been working with Aiden. Now Aiden's this new guy, came in around about Christmas time, who knew Phil Mitchell and wanted him to do a sort of a heist, a job and all that. And they wanted to sort of, they said, oh, no one's going to get hurt or anything. Anyway, Mick Carter ended up getting shot by a friend of, what's his name, a friend of his son's.
Lee.
Lee Carter. So Johnny's actually back now, but I'm not too sure. I think it was on yesterday's episode, so that would have been the 4th, which would have been Thursday's episode, but I'll do that on the other episode on another channel. So basically, everyone's getting upset at the moment. We've got Vincent, actually his wife, Denise's sisters, wondering why he looks a bit shifty and all that, and a bit going on, because they've hid all the money at the moment. All the money, all the heist is all getting together. It's all finished, but they've got to get all their cuts ready. Now, Vincent looks a bit shifty at the moment. He looks a bit like nervous and not too good, and he's got to try and keep secrets away from his wife. Actually, I'm going to make sure there's no one at the door yet.
I thought I heard it.
No, nothing got there yet, guys and girls. No, because I'm waiting for a delivery at the moment. Unless, what's this? What's that? Oh no, there's someone else.
Anyway. I heard it all.
No. Anyway, so yeah. So Jack and we've also got Jack Brannan. We've got Max Brannan in the kitchen having a discussion and talking all that. Jack wants Max to turn off the machine. He's not willing to do so because he doesn't want Abby to literally die, and he's got to make up a decision what's going on. We've got Linda basically attending to her husband's wounds, where he got shot in the shoulder by Lee's friend, or one of his confidants. He was basically holding his arm and all that where he got shot, and he's trying to say, oh, I remember I used to have like a sort of a naughty nurse back in the day, so used to tend to my scenes. So they kind of got that sort of sexual tension between each other. Linda and Mick Carter, played by Danny Dyer, one of the best British film actors. Then we've got Billy Mitchell, who he actually looks, to be honest, he looks a bit dodgy to me. He looks like he's nicked the money, actually, because he's supposed to be working in the funeral home, and Aidan wanted him to work in the job to get the money and then put it into one of the coffins. And I think, to be honest, as the actual show prolongs and gets a bit further to these scenes, I think we're going to find out that everyone thinks, oh, Billy is like an idiot and stuff. They think he's not clever, but I bet he's really the mastermind. I bet we're going to find out a little bit later down there that, I mean, because basically he's been hiding the money in this one, and Phil went up to him and says, oh, he wants to know where the money is. He said, let us know. And he was sitting in the front room, and Billy literally, he asked him about it. Phil asked him where it was and that, and make sure it was all safe and all that. And then Billy was basically said, it's all good, it's all safe and all that. Anyway, he ends up basically saying it's all fine. And he's just, Phil was talking to Sharon and all that. Suddenly when his back was turned, when Phil's back's turned and he's talking to Sharon, he's just about to turn around to where Billy is, and Billy is like disappeared, totally disappeared. So it looks like he's hiding something. And then he keeps saying that, basically that Aidan is told him he's working with him and stuff. Because my delivery is supposed to be coming at 8 o'clock. So we're up to 8 o'clock and it's 5:26. I've got some DVDs coming through Amazon. Really bad late, actually, because of the 5:26. Normally they usually come in the mornings. Anyway, so then we've also got Billy, could be the mastermind. He could be trying to fleece everybody, frauding everybody of their money, nicking all the money.
Or it could be Phil.
Oh, it could be Phil.
Because I heard him tell his son that he was going away for a while.
Yeah, he was going away for a while to Ben. He was saying to Ben. But then we also heard, was it in yesterday's episode, which I will do on a whole total different one. This is just a sort of like a pre sort of thing, because it's not on tonight due to the football, Liverpool versus Everton or something. I think it was an FA Cup match or something. But what was it? We got Mick Carter phoning up his wife. He says, "Come on," he said, "we'll go." And he said, "Get your bags packed." So maybe someone there, by the looks of it, is gonna nick the money, and they've literally fleeced everyone out of the money because they've set them up. Now we've got Aidan, bit shifty, talking to this other Maguire woman, the woman there, basically in the hotel room, and says, they're going to go 50-50, but they've got to do something for us, and then they're going to leave the other guys behind high and dry and stuff. But by the looks of it, I think Aidan Maguire as well, he's up to something, so he looks a bit shifty, so I think he's going to try and fraud her.
It could be any of it.
So yes, they're trying to put everybody off in the episode at the moment. And what else we've got? We've got Mick Carter, and John, and it's supposed to be Johnny's back now, isn't he? Johnny Carter, the lawyer son. Mick Carter and Linda's son is back. No sign of Lee at the moment, no. So maybe he might come back soon. maybe to try and get revenge on his dad for shagging his girlfriend, or his wife, technically his wife. But we've also got Max in, is this in the hospital? Oh no, Lauren's in the hospital. She's found out that her sister Abby's not going to make it, and she's been lied to by her dad, because her dad, Max Brannan's been saying it's alright, it's going to be alright, and then she slapped him the other day. Now we've also got Josh here, and I'm wondering if old Josh, who's Josh Brown, who's Wilmot Brown's son, is if he's actually up to something. Because Max says, I know what you're up to. He said the other day in one of the episodes, he says, I know you're trying to wait for the opportunity for Abby to die, so that way you can manipulate my daughter. And he said, I'm not going to let that happen. So whether there's something in between that episode or in further future episodes where something, a showdown between Josh, because I think he's not stupid, at all. I think he may be a little bit later, he's trying to manipulate Lauren. And in this episode, this is the one episode where he said he knows what his game is. So and then basically we've got Max giving Lauren some letter, I think was with money in it, to say everything's going to be alright. Then we have Ben, and we've got Jay in the funeral home, and I don't know why, Jay seems to be fine with Phil Mitchell at the moment, even after he's been lied to. And he said to Phil the other day, he says, I know you're about this secret that my dad isn't really dead or something, or is dead but it's been lied to or something. And he was told by Max Max Brannan told Phil Mitchell that to tell Jay that he was the one that Phil killed his dad, and it was during that time period, at the time when he was a homeless man, he said. But then he was saying it was all a lie and stuff. So is it a lie? Is Jay's dad really alive? Or is it all sort of like, because we don't know much about it at the moment. We know that obviously his father must have got killed in the Arches or something when it got lit up like a Christmas tree and shit. Maybe he's a homeless man who was in there at the time. But we don't know. So that we don't know the full story. So we're hoping at some point this full story comes into a climax and comes into it, and they finish off that story, but still carry on with other stuff. Now we've got Linda looking for Aiden's number at the moment, because she wants to get in touch with Aiden, because she thinks it's ridiculous that her husband that her husband hasn't got the money yet and all of that from the job of Aiden, who's trying to screw everybody out. I think basically he's trying to screw everybody out. I'm just looking at some of the clips here a sec, but yeah, Mick Carter and Linda are having an argument, because she said you've been owed this money from doing the job, and she said if you don't want to do anything, maybe someone should step up to him and stuff. And he's trying to say she's a bit loony, and he said you don't know what this guy's capable of and all that. And then she went rushing over there. Well, I know she went rushing over to
Aiden.
No, not Aiden. She didn't directly go over to Aiden.
No,
she went over to Vincent's house first, if you remember on that episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
And she was saying to Vince where his number is for Aiden's number, because she wants to get in contact with him. And then Aiden, because they know what Aiden's capable of, basically. Apparently he's capable of murder or something in the episode. And then Vincent said,
no,
you don't, yeah, she said, he said, you don't know what Vincent's like. And then, like, he's actually murdered someone.
And he wouldn't give her the number, was he?
And he wouldn't give her the number.
So
he's trying to protect her.
She left in a hurry, didn't she?
Because Vincent basically, I think he put Aiden's brother to prison. And I believe that Aiden's brother actually either went like sort of mental in the prison or killed himself in some sort of way, which kind of why Aidan wants revenge and wants to bring this sort of like story to.
She told him if he won't give her the number, she'll find it, and she went rushing out.
Yeah, she went.
But then Vince came after her, didn't
Vince came after her and said no. She said he said don't want to give it to her.
No, he said she wasn't to do it.
Yeah, he wants to do it.
She don't know what he's like.
Yeah, and he said he said he's capable of murder.
Yeah.
And then we've got Max here turned up, says about Josh and all that, talking to Josh at the hospital, saying he knows what his game is and stuff, so he better leave her alone. It's because he's just waiting for the right opportunity to knock on the door. And he says, I'm not stupid, he said. He's not stupid. Now we've got Aidan turns up at the funeral home. We've got Billy at the moment at the funeral home, literally talking. Now we had this bloke turned up. He said he was there to see his mum. Now Aidan pretended to be, was it a vicar or something, wasn't it? One of those priests. And he was saying, he goes, something like, I think he's supposed to be Catholic or something. And the bloke says, oh, he says, I've never seen a bloke dressed like that before. He says, oh, he's like a sort of like a, was it a gone one? He was one before or something, but he ain't no more. So, while this bloke's mum's in the coffin, he said, oh, he said, do you mind, he said to Aidan, he said, do you mind saying a few words? It was some stranger, don't know this guy, but must have been some sort of bloke who was trying to bury his mum or something at the funeral. And he said, oh, I'll say some words and all that. So he ends up doing all these sort of like the cross and all that, and saying a few words. And the bloke says, oh, that was beautiful. He said, all those words he said you said and all that. So they're basically, the only reason why they're at the funeral home at the moment is because Billy's put the money in one of the coffins. And, well, that's what he's been saying, and he's been letting other people, or the people in the gang, to believe. Actually, there's not my stuff already outside, is it? Not yet. But yeah, so he's making everybody believe, or leading them to believe that that Billy is put money in the coffin, and he's Phil's backing him up with this. He said he's, to be honest, he's a bit stupid. He hasn't got two senses to put together to come up with anything like this, with like the sort of the heist and stuff. He said he hasn't got the brains to do it. And saying he's an idiot, basically. He said he can't even tie up his own two shoelaces and stuff. But maybe there's something more to this than anything, unless it's so. Maybe then you'd be thinking to yourself, okay, so if Billy didn't do it, then does that mean you did it then, Phil? So it makes me wonder if Phil maybe is the one behind it, and he's the mastermind behind all this sort of heist.
Because he did tell Ben.
And he's going to try and fleece Aidan. Now, I don't know who Aidan is, by the looks of it, if he's like a mafia, and we don't know who this other woman who's supposed to be having his surname as well, Maguire. So I'm wondering, because his name's PJ or something, or JP Maguire. So, and he said he was after his dad's name or something. He said he was nicknamed after his dad or something, JP Maguire.
Is that his wife, or is that
so yeah, I'm wondering if it's his wife or his sister. Well, he could obviously have a sister's name, can't he, with the same name? Or maybe, actually, he couldn't have an auntie, could you, with the same name?
Yeah, well, you could, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so maybe it could be his, or maybe could be something. Then we've got Patrick, Vincent, and Patrick. Vincent's wife in there. She's a bit dubious because she don't know what her husband's getting up to at the moment, but she's wondering why he's looking a bit suspicious and all that. And she's also upset because she's lost her baby, and she was trying for a second time to get another baby, and apparently it didn't succeed to that point. So because she lost her first baby a couple of weeks ago, but she's got another kid already, a child, but
that was her second.
That was her second. Now she's trying for a third and stuff, hoping that the third time is the third time the charm. So yeah. Then we've got Linda's gone to Vincent about it, and he's telling her, oh, she's gonna find she's gonna find Aiden without him and all that. She said, I'll find him without him. So basically Vincent's running after her at the moment, after Linda, and he's gonna say to her, oh, you don't know what he's like and stuff, and what he's capable of. And she said, okay, then what's he capable of? And he says he's capable of murder. So now she's looking a bit suspicious and looking a bit frightened and all that, and looking a bit worried, because she's worried what she's actually done now, in the fact that what she's done is more than anything. Now we've got Martin having a word with Kathy in the cafe, basically just going back to their normal lives at the moment, but he's still pissed off because he's been fucked over by Stacy, who had an affair behind his back with what's his name again? Max, yeah, Max Bennett, yeah. So yeah, so it all kicks off and all that. So I can't wait until this week, maybe next week. Hopefully they actually tie all these scenes in. It's so much. All these scenes that come into it at the moment is just fantastic. Then we've got Jack's kids saying, oh, that what's his name? Their mum. Oh, Ronnie and Roxy. Basically, Abby is with them now, with Ronnie and Roxy in heaven and all that. So, and basically, Max is looking a bit pissed off at the moment. He's not pissed off with the kids, but it's the fact that he's got to let Abby go at some point, and it's eating him up. And then this is when, I think this is the one when Ian turns up, and
oh yeah, he did.
This one in this episode for the 3rd of January, he was just about to. They were about to switch off because old Jack was going to do it. Old Jack was going to turn off the machine, or get the doctor to turn off the machine. And then he said, what the hell do you think you're doing? He comes walking into the actual hospital, and he says, how do you think you're doing? About to do whatever he's about to. And he said, well, you weren't going to do it yourself, so obviously someone had to do it and stuff, or about to turn them off. So he said, and he says, I've been texting you or phoning you. He says, I've got the phone here, he said to the doctor bloke. He says, I'm phoning you because he said, I've just went to the solicitors and I've got a court order to stop you from killing her. So, to stop turning her off. Because he said, we're going to get her help, whether the doctors like it or not. And he said, we're going to get a second sort of doctor to look into Abby's condition. So maybe, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to get a second doctor to look at her brain damage where she fell off the roof of the Queen Victoria with her sister Lauren, and maybe help her and get the doctors to fix her, and maybe have a happy ending in the series. And then once the long recovery gets to the point of the series, maybe they'll finish off where both of them go off into the sunset with each other. Now, it would be quite cool, because then that would still leave a position for both of them to come back into the show. But I don't know. I think at some point they're gonna probably end up killing her off the show and stuff, like they did with Ronnie and Roxy and all that. But the next scenes of it, we got Billy opening up the coffin because he said he's put the actual heist goods in there. This was the last bit towards the end for the 3rd of January 2018. Now we've got Billy's opening up the coffin. He said, we got the money in there, or the actual heist goods. Now we've got we have Phil round there, we've got Aiden round there, we have Vincent round there as well, around the actual coffin. and the whole everybody else there as well. They're getting ready to open up the coffin, because apparently he said they put it in there. He said no one knew that there was going to be like, no one would know that. They'd probably think there's a dead body in there. Anyway, so basically Billy opens up the coffin. He's opening up the coffin now, or the actual box, the box, and he said, they're having trouble opening it. So they're basically opening it up, and they're having trouble opening it at the moment. So, here we go, and the body's falling on the floor. So apparently there was an actual body in it, so that there was no money. So by the looks of it, they've actually misplaced the money or in the wrong place, and he wants to know, but it finished on this episode. So I'm going to finish this episode off, guys and girls, for this one, and I will do a continuation. Hopefully this helps, but this is sort of like a cliffhanger of what happens next into the episodes. But yeah, if you guys and girls enjoy this episode, this has been, my god, 26 minutes already into it. So if you enjoyed the episode, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe. Cheers all for watching. Stay safe and have a good one, guys and girls. Hope this has helped.